Hello LITVERSE fam, welcome back to your channel. This is the part 2 of Essay on Dramatic Poesy. I hope you have already watched the part 1 of the same chapter, and if you've not, then please make sure to watch this out so that you can complete your learning about the particular chapter named Essay on Dramatic Poesy. So now without any further ado, let's start part 2. So friend, you might wonder what moved Dryden so much that he writes such a essay on dramatic poesy, such a criticism, right? So the answer is, in the year 1663, the Frenchman Samuel Saubier visited England on a diplomatic mission but passed some unfavorable remarks about England's writings and science and technology. So Thomas Bird, one of the members of Royal Society, the scientific community made by England, talked against him. But Dryden was extremely hurt by these remarks, and then he thought to write this to defend England against French culture. Okay, so now let's move into our next part. So first topic that we will discuss is the discussion between Crites and Neander. Who is Crites and who is Neander? Comment down and let me know. So here in the discussion, they are actually differentiate the blank verse and rhyme verse, and which one is better they are discussing. Okay, and Neander is here supporting rhyme verse, and Crites here shows his solidarity with blank verse. So in the first point, that Crites argued that the play is like a normal day to day, like a person talking to a person. And while talking to someone, we are not using rhyme words. Neander defends that and said the natural words, if we used in natural orders, make the language more natural. The rhyme verse will make the play more sweet. Next point is, Crites believes that blank verse is very near to prose. To defend it, Neander argues that blank verse is a poetry prose, not a poetry. Only rhymed verse is a poetry. That's why rhymed verse should be used in tragedy. The third point that Crites argues is that rhyme should not be used because great dramatist doesn't use it. But Neander claims that rhyme has been used by any civilized nation in their literature. So these three are the major points that they have argued. And yes, now let's move on to the second important topic, that is Dryden's criticism on Chaucer. Friends, first we have to understand one thing, that criticism at that time doesn't mean that she or he is finding the negative points of a literary figure to diminish their works. Rather, it means they are discussing their works as a whole. So Dryden in his book criticizes Chaucer and said that we can see the infancy of English poetry, quote unquote. Therefore, we shouldn't expect the perfection from himself, because this is the starting point of English literature to evolve, right? And Chaucer used rich variety of characters in his book Canterbury Tales, and Dryden said that all the characters made by God are available in Canterbury Tales. And he also said that in language and versification, Chaucer is the rough diamond that needs to be cherished and polished. In the last part of Essay on Dramatic Poesy, Dryden has compared Shakespeare and Ben Jonson. He said Shakespeare is Homer and father of the dramatic poets, whereas Jonson is Virgil because of the pattern of elaborative writings. He said, and I quote, "I admire Jonson but love Shakespeare." He says about Shakespeare that he was a man who of all moderns, perhaps ancient poets, have the largest and the comprehensive soul. And he also remarked about Shakespeare that he needed not the spectacle to read the nature, quote unquote. Even though the plays of Shakespeare Fletcher don't adhere to the three unities, Dryden has shown his solidarity with English literature and he had said that they are better than French plays. He examined Jonson's Silent Woman, which adheres strictly to the three unities. He commented also that Jonson has provided the particular criticism. Dryden said that Jonson is the most learned and judicious man any theatre ever had. So, this is the complete discussion of essay on dramatic poesy, and here are some questions that you must prepare for your exam. And yes, very soon we are meeting in our next video. Till then, stay tuned with LITVERSE.